Hello, all things Hadar. I am so glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who are new, if you're wanting to know more information about me and or how I read, you can find that information in the description box below. We're glad that you're here. We hope that you enjoy the reading and that it resonates with you. For those of you who are returning, thank you guys so much for your continued support, for you being here. Thank you for being a part of the collective and just being a part of, this beautiful space to be able to share the messages and hopefully, these messages provide you with aha moments, with releasing and letting go of things, with bringing in things, with epiphanies, if you will. As always, for all of you, only take what resonates, leave the rest. And we are going to dive in. Now, this morning when I asked, okay, so what decks do you want me to pull? What messages are we going to be, or I should say topics, are we going to be bringing messages in for? And among other things, and I just really got, just pull this deck, which is the Gilded Tarot deck. Okay. Oh, Gilded Tarot Royal. And that was all they told me, which seemed kind of unusual. Sorry about that. So for somebody, this might be an urgent message. Not as in, a dire emergency, as in something like what, just went by, but just simply, hey, there's something here for you, so pay attention. Just an FYI, their animals are out and they are loose, which means I cannot guarantee quiet. So don't be surprised if you suddenly hear dogs barking, and I have to pause the video. Okay, guys, with all that said, let's jump right in. All right. Oh my goodness. They're ready to jump in. That's for sure. So we have the Magician and the Two of Pentacles. The Magician and the Two of Pentacles. All right. So what I'm getting from this is that, we all have gifts, whether we are aware of them or not. They're there. Whether we choose to cultivate them or not, free will, free choice, right? They're there. It's, what we do with them or don't do with them is totally up to us. We also have these tools, right, represented by the various different suits in the tarot. And in this particular deck, it's like he has them all in the air. But they don't look like they're going crazy, right? They look very definitely held in place where he has them. And right now, the one that's on the top in this particular deck is the Pentacles. And then we come over here. And again, there's the Two of Pentacles. He's holding them balanced. And there's this beautiful rainbow connection, which to me is talking about a promise. And we do see that the water right around the piece of cliff or ground that he is standing on, I should say ground, it doesn't look like it's a cliff. It's splashing, and it's not like waves, but it is splashing. There's a lot of movement, but he is very solid in his footing. He's holding that balance. And again, we have this rainbow, a promise there. We also have this ship. And let me grab my magnifying glass just to make sure I'm saying it the right way. I believe it looks like the ship is coming towards him. So what this says to me is the manifestation that is being worked on, called in, lined up, comes through utilizing the various tools with a focus on the material, the physical, could be finances specifically. And there have been things that you have put out there, and there's this balance. And we do have the infinity sign. And infinity, it's like ebbs and flows, things that come and go. It's all a cycle. It's all about balance. Excuse me. And we have balance over here. He's balancing these beautifully. Excuse me. So let's see what else that they have for us. But this is the, what I'm getting so far. There's something that you've been manifesting or working on manifesting or thinking about manifesting. And it has to do with finances. Or maybe it's not even like money, but it's more, maybe it's about, like, again, the physical. So maybe you're wanting to manifest a home or a car or a business or something along those lines. Okay, so we have the Death card. And we have the white rose and a white horse. So to me, we're talking about, again, an ending over one thing, but it is ending so that these clear new beginnings can begin. And, sometimes we can get really uncomfortable when we start talking about endings, but endings are endings. And, if we didn't have hopes, dreams, aspirations, and obviously all with balance and alignment, expectations, and so on and so forth, there would be no drive to continue to ascend, to shift, to change, to go forward. But that also means that there are other things that close off, right? When we've passed that cycle or come to the close of that cycle, then we move into a new cycle, a new season, however you want to say that. Okay. So we do have an ending here, but I feel like it's because look at the good you're bringing in here. So I feel like whatever it is that's closing off, it just is so that it can make room for the new. Two of Cups, people. We got the Two of Cups on the table. So for some of you, your focus and your manifestation on working on healing your physical may also be making, and the ending may also be making room to bring in this Two of Cups. For others of you, this Two of Cups with the Death card could be, it's talking about that's what's ending because your focus has shifted to, I want to change some things in the physical world that I have going on here. You know what I'm saying? So let's see though. Let's see what else unfolds. Two of Cups, I notice here too, though, in this, in the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So twos, we talk about, making choices, making decisions. But notice in the cups here, there's the rainbow there, and then we also have the rainbow here. So I don't know if that's actually focusing in very well or if it's just my eyes. I don't have my glasses on or anything. Okay. All right. So let's see. Two of Cups. Let's keep going. Let's see what else do we have coming in. I think too, when the Fish is there, which, in this deck it is, it's not in all decks, but, it talks about the abundance and, we're not taking all that, but we'll take the one that fell out. Yeah, see, we have that. It was a victorious ending, and so that there could be a new beginning. So these are major life shifts, right? And you have three. You have 5 cards out here, and 3 of the 5 are major arcana, which means this is talking about major life events. This is more like everyday kind of stuff, and this is more like this is a huge life-changing shift of some sort. Major life events. So you have the Magician, the Death card, and the World card. So we're talking about a victorious ending over something. She's standing like she's the trophy there in the spotlight, not to trophy in a derogatory way in any way. She has the laurel leaves around her. She has all this beautiful light that is surrounding her. And she has all of these spirit animals around her. And I'm trying to see if this is... At first glance, I thought that this angelic being was a mermaid because of the... I don't want to... have to be careful here now, but with the bottom part there, it's a sheet or clothing, a robe, but I thought it was, I couldn't tell if it was that or if it was a fin, but it looks like it's clothes. So, but the bottom line is you have a lot of spiritual support. You have the oxen, you have a lion, you have the eagle, and then you have the angelic support. She is also holding a torch that is lit up. And this very much makes me think about the Olympics and Olympians, right? These people train their whole lives or for years, you know, and it's all comes down to this event, right? Life-changing event. So I do feel like whatever you decided you wanted to manifest, things are coming in, which also means other things are going to close out so that new things can come in. You've got this Two of Cups. This could be a romantic relationship. This could be an amazing friend, a coach, a mentor, a teacher, a coworker, a new job. It could be a new home. It could be all sorts of things. But for some of you, this is about a new love relationship coming in. And again, we have this successful, victorious ending that totally sets you up for a fantastic new beginning. So let's see what's on the other side of that World card. Let's see what's on the other side of that World card, shall we? We have the Hermit. But this particular hermit is already out of the cave. He has his walking staff with him. He's got enough light so that he can see what's in front of him. And we see a snake here in this one on his path, which kind of similar to the infinity sign, but it's broken in the sense of it doesn't, because the snake's head kind of goes out. And I'll show you that in just a second. And I feel like the important thing here is he sees the snake this time, right? When we are recuperating or healing from something, usually something big, right? Something life-altering, life-changing. It can put us into the hermit cave. We go into that hermit cave, and hopefully from there or in there, we utilize that void. We utilize that dark night of the soul. We utilize that cave to gain healing, understanding, aha moments, learning how to grow, ascend, a shift, how to let go of things that just aren't serving us anymore, how to be open to receiving, to bring in new that is balanced and aligned, right? We learn from our mistakes. And to me, this is saying he has learned from his mistake, because now he's utilizing the light to see the path that he's on right in front of him. And he sees the snake this time. Therefore, he knows what to do this time, and he won't be, there's the potential for this person to not be to not go back into the hermit cave. Okay. Again, a major arcana. These are a lot of major life changes, as is the theme here. Major life changes is the theme here. What else do we have? Okay. So they're showing me to use this to around this Two of Cups. So that's what we're going to do. One more. All right, let's clarify the Two of Cups, please. Can we clarify the Two of Cups? Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Okay, thank you. Let's go. All right. Okay. This is interesting. So the Two of Cups was clarified by, yet again, the World card. but also by the Page of Swords. Okay. So the clarifiers for the Two of Cups we have is going to be the Page of Swords and the World card. And I actually am going to look and see specifically, because different decks have different meanings. There's the general meaning for tarot, that, you know, there's the typical meaning, but then also different decks by different authors, different whatever, they sometimes add or remove some of the traditional meanings. Okay. So for the page, this is interesting. Okay, so first of all, I do want to say, for me, when I see the Page of Swords, to me, and I'll show it to you. Well, first, let me just tell you what this says. It says authority, overseeing, secret service, vigilance, spying, examination, and the qualities thereto belonging. So the qualities of those kind of things belonging to that. So also pages talk about messengers. This can be someone physically coming in to give a message, or someone communicating with you in some way. But the interesting thing about this particular Page of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot, I've always found interesting. So to me, the ground almost, implies that it's moving. Now, sometimes when I look at this card, I see it's almost like the ground is moving to the left. Then other times I think it's moving to the right. We also have cloud movement, birds above the head, and directly above his head, it's clear. But there's cloudiness. There's a cloud here where he's looking out. Now, it's not in his eyes. It's not over his head in the sense of covering his head like we see in some other decks. But it's in the vision, line of vision, but behind him, okay? All the clouds are behind him. And then we have what looks like a tree back here, or plants, ground plants or whatever, and they look like they're blowing that way, right? So to me, this talks about there's a lot of movement with whatever this person has to communicate or knows, can bring a lot of movement, shifts, changes, and I would dare say clarity. I also say that you know, that for the swords, it's about intellect. So it's about the mind. It's not about the emotions. This could be about seeing something. Now, the Two of Cups, if we're looking at something that is romantic, right? Now we have the Page of Swords come in here. Romantic, we think heart. Cups are about emotions, right? Swords are about the intellect. Again, we're talking about balance here. So maybe there's something that needs to be balanced out about the emotions, and it's going to require stepping back from the emotions and looking at it from a non-emotional but a logical way. And or about, okay, we need to find balance in both. If we're too cerebral, we're going to seem very cold. If we're so emotional, we're going to seem we just can't get it together, right? There's, again, balance. It's all about balance, okay? Now, the Page of Swords, though, has his sword up. So this could mean being ready to do battle. This could be, here's the sword of truth, but because of the way he's kind of standing, like holding it away, it could be almost like, yeah, I'm withholding this information. I'm withholding this communication. Something along those lines. Take what resonates for you and leave the rest. If none of that applies to you, then maybe this isn't your reading, and that's totally okay. There's other videos on this channel that you could go view. You could jump over to my other channel, Infused Transitions, and watch some of those if any of those resonate with you. And there are so many amazing, amazing readers on this platform. And so, yeah, always only take what resonates and leave the rest. with the fact that because I'm seeing the death card and an ending with a new beginning, death always brings a new beginning, right? I feel like, and then we have this page of the Page of Swords that was clarified, clarifying the Two of Cups with, again, the World card, a victorious ending. This could be could be talking about the ending of a relationship. Or it could be talking about, it could be for some of you, it could be talking about the end of a cycle, which allows this to come in. But this isn't going to come in until that successful ending takes place. But they are telling you to pay attention. So it's almost, again, take what resonates, right? For some of you, though, I do feel like it's saying that the ending is about this relationship, because there's communication that just doesn't take place that would be beneficial to take place, and it's just not there. There's withholding of truth, withholding of information. For others, it's because there's the intellect. Again, the intellect comes into play, and it's like, okay, so let me just step back for a minute and look at this relationship without swimming in my emotions, but actually looking at this relationship from an intellectual standpoint. If I wasn't involved in this and someone came to me and they told me da 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 da, what would I be saying to them? But there is some sort of a successful, victorious ending. And new beginning, obviously. Because wherever there's an ending, there's also a beginning. So yeah, it's very obvious here that there's definitely endings, and possibly, I would say possibly 3 major life endings, major life changes, life cycles, life seasons. And I'm not talking about an actual physical life. I'm talking about, there's this very challenging thing that we've gone through, or I'm going through, that's coming to an end. It is physical in the sense it's in this world, it's in this reality. And something tangible that you can understand. Even in our spirituality, right? We can end a cycle of being unaware to moving into awareness. We can end a cycle of being disconnected with ourself and feeling like, and even thinking like, that we're disconnected with our soul, but we're never really disconnected from our soul. And we can move into this, wow, I'm starting to feel like I feel myself. I feel more at home in my body now, and blah, blah, blah. So that would be a very definite ending that you can write. You know what I'm saying? So it does feel like that we could be talking about an ending for some. For others, it's talking about balancing, bringing the heart and the intellect into states of balance, because maybe one's clouding the other because there's so much of one and not the other. Yeah, see, but this doing the work here, you can come out here with the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups here, we're talking about contentment with your life. Contentment in your different life areas. And here I would say there's also these cups down here, they're silver with gold, and the one that is in his hand, it's gold on gold. And I also find it interesting because I used the Olympics, and it's like, yeah, sometimes you win the cup, right? You win the cup. And I realize in Olympics, there's the trophy, there's the medal and all that, but in some things we talk about, you win the cup, the World Cup, right? And it's you've won the gold, and it's like, yes, you have all this beautiful, amazing stuff, and this one was the ticket. This is the one that won, whatever that is. And so now there's this fulfillment, this joy. There is contentment in your life and your various life areas. And with that, I would say, with the rain comes the sun. Right? With the rain comes the sun. And yeah, here we go. The Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. She's moved into her intellect, into her intelligence. She has made her decisions, very clear choices. She knows what she wants. She knows what she requires. She knows what she will not accept. And she makes those choices and decisions accordingly. When you do this, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. My throat is feeling very, like when you have congestion in your throat. So for some of you, this could be about, again, see how we had here? We have this blocking or lacking or refusal to share communication. Because now the sword's in front. Like literally squared in front. It's like, you know what? I have my sword. My sword is up. I'm ready. I'm watching you. I'm paying attention. But I'm also being, intellectual. I don't have it drawn back ready to strike you, but I do have it up. But she's not holding it against her heart, right? It's like she's saying, I am open, but just know, I've learned my lessons. I've learned my lessons. I can see the snakes now. I know to pay attention. And I know if I don't want to end up back in the hermit cave, I need to be proactive. I need to respond, not knee-jerk react, right? I know to look at things from a clear-headed way while acknowledging and allowing my emotions. Again, it's a balance. It's about not letting either or be the solo performer and running the show. So it feels like there's something that needs to be said, some sort of truth that needs to be communicated, whether that is with yourself or with someone else. But it does definitely feel like there's something that needs to be expressed. Okay. And then let's get the last card. Thank you. Knight of Cups. Okay. This is someone else coming in or someone coming in, or it could be this person. But it's almost like I have to take control of things and get things balanced. I have to look at me. I have to look at healing me. I have to let go of the heartbreak. Look at that. I have to let go of the heartbreak. In order for my heart to heal, I have to quit hanging on to it so tightly. I have to quit repeating that story. I have to quit living and wallowing. I just heard wallowing in that heavy energy, right? It's like when you people say, well, you can look at it as a tower moment or a portal moment. There is dismantling that has to take place. There's not denying that. But you can look at it as, wow, this is like so hard. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. This is all really like totally changing my life. At this, and yet I can see how this can bring me to a whole new place. I don't know where that place is. I don't know what that looks like, but I know it can take me someplace, and I won't be carrying this anymore, whatever this is. Okay. So, overall, guys, I would say this is looking, you may have some challenges, but at the same time, I mean, come on, you have major life changes happening here, but you also have major epiphanies and understanding. So you've got the world twice. That's victorious endings and brand new beginnings that are high vibrational. Because when you come out of a victory, or you come out of something in a victory, right? You are already high vibing. You're hyped. You're amped. You're excited, right? That adrenaline is up. Your vibrations are up. You're joyful in your heart and in your mind. And you feel like you can do and accomplish anything. You have that twice. You've already learned the lessons. So now you can move forward. And when you move forward, it's just about not repeating the same mistakes, because if you utilize the lessons that you've learned, then you will be in a good place. Okay. All right. So let's just get what is the overall potential outcome. And I say potential because, again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. All it takes is to make a choice or a decision in one direction or another, and it changes everything. And you know, we all live and learn. All right. So what's the overall probable outcome of all of this? What is the overall probable outcome for our viewer in all this? Okay. Thank you. And let's get one more probable overall outcome for our viewer. Probable overall outcome. Oh, hold on, I lost the card. I'm trying to not move the camera with the microphone and everything attached here. Okay. Actually, we're going to get two more. Let's get two more. I'm liking what I'm seeing here, but I just want to get a couple more here. Probable outcome for our viewer, please. What is the probable don't fall, please don't fall. Okay. All right, so what I'm seeing from this, all right, first one out was the Strength card. And yes, you know, it does take strength for us. Actually, let's move these over. You know, it does take strength for us to be honest with ourselves. It takes strength for us to learn how to tame the beast within. This is about, to me, the Strength card, and again, it's another major arcana, talks a great deal about, to me as a reader, mastering the mental, the emotional, you know, the intellect, the spiritual, this is about a mastery of the self, but I would say it's very much so about mastering the mental and emotional, being able to keep them in a state of balance for the most part. This is about not letting the impulsiveness or the cerebralness run the show. That's what the Strength card talks about to me. We also have the Magician again. So the probable outcome to me is that when you're coming out of all of this, you've tamed the beast. You've mastered this. This is mastery to me. And it's like, okay, and now I'm going to move on to creating whatever it is I want to create next. I have learned a great deal from the betrayal, the backstabbing, the pain, the hurt, whatever that was for you. For some of you, it could have been about a third-party situation, And for others of you, it's like, okay, yes, I've learned my lesson, but now I'm taking this new opportunity. There might be a collaboration. It could be doing something about shifting your career or your job, something that has to do with your money and maybe how you create your money. But a new path, a new journey, practicing, learning, mentoring, working with somebody, co-creating. We also have this opportunity coming in. Now, the interesting thing about this one is there's these 3 cups down here on the table in front of her. We have this opportunity that is up here coming in. It is coming in from the divine. And yet, she's not seeing either or. It's almost like that land in between, which is a very good book, by the way. It was a sermon by a pastor. I can't remember his name. My apologies, but you can look up the book, The Land Between or The Land in Between. I don't remember which way he says it. But it was such an amazing sermon that it became a published book, and then it became it's been revised and it's this book, and you can do the book with the journaling and this, that, and the other, or just the book. But it is a really good book. Yes, it is from a pastor, so it is going to have a religious, what do you call it? Energy, feel, vibe, wording, perspective, but it is a really, I can be a really eye-opening book, a real, oh, wow, yes, I so get it now and I understand. Or, it's one of those books that could be, oh, yep, that's me, that's me, that's me. But look at where I can go. Look at where I can end up over here in this amazingness instead of being over here in this in-between, right? But I feel like that's what made me think of. So it's almost like she's looking at this in-between space. This new cup is not down there in her vision yet. It's not on the table in front of her yet. Maybe it's still in the etheric, in the energetic, and it hasn't quite made it all the way down to the physical realm yet. And she's done with this part. So she, may feel like she's in limbo, which totally makes sense when we see this coupled with the Hanged Man. Shh, Miss Lady. No, ma'am. Because the Hanged Man talks about that feeling stuck. But again, but I can continue to manifest, right? I may be in this space waiting for this to come in, but I can still manifest. I can still shift things. I can still move forward. I can still learn. I can still expand. I can still ascend. And you can change those to I ams, to I ams, right? Yeah, see, it's okay. So we had Judgment come out, and he's blowing the horn. It's not a actually let's do this. Oops. He's blowing the horn in this. It's not that he's getting ready to. It's not still in the review portion. He's already blowing the horn. So it's like when you're in this space, this new beginning is going to come. The horn's being blown. The reviewing part is over. This is when, okay, we're ready to take off. We have a lot of communication, a lot of movement. It can be very quick, very fast moving. Okay. And it's time to leave the past behind. It's time to, you have a choice. You can either take this communication and this opportunity to be of service, to move forward, or you can stay stuck in the past and stay in the lower vibing energy that just doesn't serve you anymore. And I get it. I mean, sometimes going back, as much as we don't want it, we do it because it's comfortable. It's what we know. Yes, I know I'm miserable over here, but I know what to expect over here. If I go over here and you keep telling me it holds the potential to be happy, but I don't know if it's going to turn out that way. So no, I think I'm going to go over here. It's a choice. It's a decision. Free will, free choice, right? But here we have, again, this Knight of Cups and look at the Knight of Cups again. So you've got the Knight of Cups twice. We have this genuine thing coming in. A heartfelt, this is a genuine heartfelt offering, right? It's a genuine heartfelt offering. And again, I would say it's important to have that balance between the mental and the emotional. We can acknowledge how we feel. We can acknowledge beliefs that we have. And learning to discern, like what is it that is, how do I say, having the discernment to know, whoa, okay, look at that. No, we got to reel that emotion back in. We want balance. Oh, look at that. I'm getting too into my head. No, reel it in balance. Or, well, I'm only over here in my emotions. I'm not even engaging my intellect at all. Yeah, we need to bring that up and we need to bring this down, right? It's all about that. The interesting thing here too is we have Temperance, and then look at what's on the bottom. We have the Hermit again. And they're saying, be patient with yourself. You have the potential here for the Sun. And again, it's because there are things that need to come to an end, the Death card. But the Sun is here. The potential, the victory, the win is here. It's just a matter of allowing things to take place. And boy, do I understand the frustration in having to wait sometimes for divine timing, and it can feel like it's just never going to get there, never done. But it will in its right time. So anyways, guys, this is what I have for you. I hope you found this helpful and supportive. I hope it resonated with you, whether it's the whole thing or bits and parts and pieces. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Share if you know someone who you think that this may speak to them. Each and every one of these steps are really important for the channel. They are important to me. Yes, this does help me. It also helps the channel. But more importantly, this helps the bigger picture. This helps us to help each other. And yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each one of you. So until next time, bye.